With Joe Danger the movie, Hello Games has taken the uproarious action of the original and cranked the mayhem dial up to 11. Then they've superglued it in place. The formula for an action movie sequel generally seems to be that it should include everything that was in the first, a few extras and a lot more explosions. Joe Danger, clearly steeped in Hello Games' obvious love for the cheesy 80s action genres, wholly embraces that idea. In fact, it takes that idea, shoves a stick of dynamite in its pocket, rolls it up in a spangly cape and shoots it out of a cannon. Stages are packaged into acts which comprise of multiple scenes. Progress depends on successfully completing one scene to move on to the next, but in some instances you'll have to spend the coins you earn for successfully completing tasks in order to unlock a scene. Each act takes its settings and themes from a style of action movie, so that in the first act, for example, there are multiple Indiana Jones homages, but also some references to Tomb Raider and similar cultural touchstones. As you progress on to each act, goals get more complex and the gameplay becomes even more frantic. At times, it's almost like a rhythm game, but instead of the familiar note highway streaming towards you, there's a pot-bellied stuntman with no sense of self-preservation careening through a cartoon movie set filled to the rafters with ways to lose teeth, snap necks, and generally ensure that Mr. Danger never has to worry about eating solid foods ever again. Of course, the varied sets offer more opportunities for tinkering with the gameplay than simple level name puns and backdrop changes. Joe Danger the movie has you on a familiar motorbike at times, but for far more of the game, you'll be sitting in a minecart, astride a bouncy quad bike, strapped to a jetpack, or balancing on skis. You might even find yourself transmogrified into an old-time carnival monkey riding a tiny bicycle. Because why not? And that's the overwhelming feeling you'll get from Joe Danger the movie. It retains the original's tightly designed, colourful stages, and you'll still be jumping, ducking, switching and tricking your way through them, but it builds on what can be achieved within that framework of gameplay mechanics. New vehicles handle differently, but they also afford the opportunity for new level objectives. Even on the familiar old motorbike, there are fresh and interesting ways to progress that will surprise you. We'll be back with a review of the game closer to its Xbox Live Arcade release date, and although certain obligations might prevent Hello Games from saying anything explicit, and certain quotes might have been taken out of context, we've been talking to them recently and we can assure fans of the PlayStation 3 that they still very much love you. We'll keep on hounding them for more information.